Alright dudes, I'm back in DCS World and I'm getting ready to do a Case 3 recovery in the middle of a thunderstorm. I'm flying an F-18 Hornet and I want to land on a carrier. Right now I'm dialing in the AWACS so I can hear what's going on with the traffic. I don't want to get jumped by MiG-29s. I'm at the point where I need to contact the carrier to let them know that I'm inbound.
Marshall 059, marking Moms 173.445, Angels 20.5, State 10.1.
Zero 59er, Courage Marshall, Case 3 recovery, CV1 approach, expect final bearing 32, altimeter is 29er, 14, 059er, Marshall Mothers 212, radio 21, DME Angels 6, expected approach time is 17.
059, Marshall on the 212, 21, DME, Angels 6, expected approach time is 17.
059er, read that threat.
Raw 085 for 140 at 6,000 knots.
Alright, so they want me to go on a heading of 21, a radial of 212 behind the carrier at 21 miles. And I'll be at 6,000 feet flight level, orbiting. And at 17 minutes after the hour, I am supposed to exit the stack, which I'll show you right here. I'll exit that at 17 minutes after the hour, and I will be at 6,000 feet at a heading of 212 behind the carrier. And that's where I'm headed to now. And if you look at the left display, you can see I already set the course in there. And I'm going to intercept that line that's on my display on the left. The line that's on the left display. Okay, so now I'm at the entry point of the Marshall stack. As you can see on the left display, I'm heading at the carrier. So I got to contact the carrier and tell them that I have established the entry point. And it's just a matter of me orbiting in a counterclockwise fashion along the compass radial from the carrier, which is the long line you see on my cheat sheet.
059, established Angels 6, State 9.3.
059er, Roger State 903.
Okay, at this point I'm just going to orbit behind the carrier group at 21 nautical miles at 6,000 feet. And I'm going to orbit in a counterclockwise manner. And the way it works is you turn for 1 minute, fly straight for 2 minutes, turn 1 minute and fly straight for 2 minutes. And you repeat this until you hit your exit time, in my case, which is 22:17 hours. And currently I'm at 22:10, so I have another 7 minutes that I'm going to remain in orbit. So I'm going to skip on to where I actually start exiting the Marshall stack, and I'll see you in a minute. I'm at almost at 17 minutes after the hour, and I need to contact the carrier and let them know that I'm about to exit the Marshall stack. So I need to transmit what's called a commencing statement to them.
059, commencing, State 8.6, altimeter 29.15.
Pontiac 11, Overlord 11, Bra 071
059er, radar contact 20 miles, expect final bearing 32. 059er, switch approach.
Okay, so now I have to switch my heading to 3-2. So now I'm going to be using 3-2 as my heading to help me align up with the runway on the carrier. And I'm supposed to do a check-in.
059er, checking in, 17 miles.
059er, approach, final bearing, 32.
059er.
Altitude.
And once you descend down to 5,000 feet, I'm supposed to do what's called a platform transmit. I'm already below, down to like 3,000 feet almost.
Zero 059er, platform.
059er, roger.
I'm trying to keep the needles that you see on the HUD center, and trying to stay in the center on a compass heading as I can stay. If you look at the left monitor, the left monitor is showing that line, and that little cross is my airplane there, and I'm trying to stay exactly on that line as I can. The next important range is 10 nautical miles. That's when I set up my plane for landing, which is called the on speed.
059er, fly bullseye.
So I'm at the 10 nautical miles
059er.
marker, but I'm slightly high at this point. I'm just doing a double check, get my gear down, hook down, and I should be at 12,000 feet, and not quite. And the little red thing you see glowing there, that's my angle of attack indicator. Right now it's telling me I'm too fast, I believe. If you look at the HUD, you can see I'm trying to align the velocity vector in the center of the E bracket. It's up by the crosshairs with the little bubble that's blinking right now. Once I get my little bubble inside that E bracket there, I'll get a nice orange donut. And you have to do all this while staying on course, and you notice I just went off course here. I mean, I'm way to the left of the carrier. And if you look out in the distance every once in a while, you can see a red flashing light next to the orange like donut. That red light's telling me that I'm way to the left of the carrier. Look at the monitor on the left, you can see that I'm trying to intercept the 3-2 compass heading by flying into it, and then I'm going to slowly turn to 3-2 once I intercept that radial line. And you'll see me trying to do this a lot throughout this approach. So I'm trying to maintain the correct angle of attack for the tail hook, the airspeed, the correct heading, and the correct altitude so I can land correctly when I approach the beginning of the runway. And I'm doing this at night in a thunderstorm with 37-mile-an-hour gust. Crazy, huh? So that glowing light you see is telling me that I'm at the right angle for my tail hook to catch the wires when I land on the carrier. And you can see I'm slowly trying to get the crosshairs centered up. I'm still slightly to the left of the runway, and I'm really struggling trying to get to the correct heading for that runway with the wind blowing me around.
059, approaching glide path.
I have to get the needles centered,
059.
and currently I am way above the horizontal line and to the left of the vertical line, and I need to get them centered before I even attempt to do the landing correctly. That's what I'm struggling to do right now. And so I'm trying to lower that down while staying at the right compass heading and staying at the right pitch. And now I got the ball, and I want to get that ball centered on them two green horizontal lines if I can. And now you can see out in the distance, you can see a red dot blinking. And that red dot is telling me that I'm too far to the left of the runway right now. When that red dot turns to green, then it means I'm good to go. Of course, I have a red-green color deficiency, so that's probably going to screw me up. So I'm waiting to get to where I'm on the right radial, and I'll see that the light turns green, which it just did. Unfortunately, the plane's in the right position, but I'm at the wrong heading. So I'm trying to maneuver to get to the correct heading, and now I got a green light, steady light. And now it's slowly blinking, which means I'm slowly going off course again. So my terrain avoidance just went off at about, I think it's 80 feet. Let me know that I'm getting close to hitting the ground. I'm now within 1 nautical mile, and shit's happening really fast at this point. Any little movement that I need to do can indicate whether I either impact the side of the carrier or I don't impact the side of the carrier. So I'm still too high, and I'm trying to get my plane down without accelerating too fast. This is my third attempt at trying to land it on a carrier doing a case 3 recovery, and I did it in a thunderstorm in 35-mile-an-hour winds, which you're going to find out is not a good thing to do here. So I'm getting ready to try to park my plane, and all of a sudden all shit hits the fan. So I'm like, what the hell, dude? First I thought like another plane ran me in the back or something, but then when I looked around, there was nothing there. So I'm not sure if this was a physics bug or just that when I cut the engines, I lost my thrust to keep me from, or to keep the wind from blowing me off the carrier. So I'm not sure what the hell happened, but anyway, here I am. So you can see how much wind there is when I did an external view here. You can see the plane shaking crazy up and down. Pretty wild, isn't it? Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It can only get better from here. And see you guys later. It was pretty awesome, and I'm pretty stoked that I know how to do this somewhat now.